Every young guy dreams of having a sick body transformation, and congratulations, you guys have taken the first step to doing that. But let's ask yourself this question: why do only 4 to 5% people actually get these results? Over the course of my 7 year journey, I've went through a lot of ups and downs. I want to break down my 7 year journey and how you could take every mistake I did and implement this right away to your workout routine to get the results not in years, but weeks. So with that being said, let's get break down exactly how we're going to do this and what steps you guys need to implement today. So the first thing when we should start out, we need to make sure we're not overcomplicated things. I think this is the number one reason why a lot of people fail. They have to have the right workout plan, the right number of sets, the right number of reps, all these different things when essentially all you have to do is start. And this is why overcomplication of doing so many things leads to slow results. We need to make sure we make it as simple as possible. When you guys are working out or you're starting your fitness journey, you're in a progress plateau and you simply just can't get results, less is sometimes more. Yes, you could go in the gym and train for an extra hour, but make sure you're doing the right stuff and you're training the right muscles. This is really crucial because over my journey, I always thought the more time I spent in the gym, the more I planned out my workouts, the more I try to hit each, variant of my muscle when I was starting out, actually led to slower results because I found myself spending more time actually doing the research than I actually did implementing it and essentially taking action. And this was my number one mistake because it just delayed my timeline to the next step. A lot of people do this and they just overcomplicate things for no reason. They have to figure out the right amount of calories, the right amount of protein, the right amount of carbs, fats, which is all true. You should be doing this. But when you're starting out, you need to get a feel of what your body gets acclimated to. You need to understand what workouts you know how to do properly and what you don't, what you could actually be doing more research towards, and what you actually need to essentially get the next step. So this is extremely crucial, guys, because a lot of people just essentially just lack with this. And the next step, what I want you guys, once you understand this, is understand consistency. Consistency is the crucial part on how we develop these long-term habits in our fitness journey, in our fitness endeavors, whatever you guys want to call this period. It's an end goal that never seems to reach a essential endpoint because we're always improving, we're always trying to learn new things. And the best way to do this is to make sure we're consistent in our routine. You have to fall in love with the process. It's the same thing like business, personal development, your fitness journey, nutrition, lifestyle, networking, all these different attributes. But if you guys always want the quick fix and really want to get the results right away, like, yes, you could go through a fad diet and drop 20 pounds. Yes, you can. There's no arguments with this. But the real problem with these fad diets or even anything like short term pleasure results is once you get the result, you essentially lose all the skill sets and the information, nor did you learn any of this stuff the right way. And sustaining it is really the hardest part in anything you do because anyone can get a quick win. But that's not what defines success in your field. What defines success is how you could sustain the success over the longevity of whatever you do. But for me, and like you, why you clicked on this video is your fitness, journey, the essential blueprint that you need to do this correctly. And a lot of people just don't see it this way, and it blows my mind because a lot of people just want the results right away. Yes, it took me 7 years to get the body I want, but I didn't do it the right way. I didn't listen to the right people. I didn't listen to the right information, nor did I have it in a step by step blueprint. And that's why you need to follow someone that you, of course, find their information valuable. You learn a lot from their information that they give away for free, but then you take the free information and actually get one on one help, direct, actionable help. Because what is really important with consistency is making sure you stay up to the work. Your word means that you're delivering these results. And if you're not, then essentially what does consistency mean? To you, it may mean I'm going maybe every other day. But to someone working with you, that means your ass is getting up and you're delivering those results every single day, and you're going to have someone hold you accountable. And so many people don't do it this way because they essentially think that I could do this no problem. Meanwhile, you're delaying your timeline to the next step. So please, guys, when you're looking about your training, your nutrition, it's very important to, yes, the details are extremely important. Don't get me wrong. I'm not, I'm not minimizing that the the nutrition part and the training part, the details are important. But when you're starting out, you just need to start. You need to develop that habit. 21 days to develop that habit. And as you start going in your journey, you'll learn small things. And then you're going to build on top of those small things, so to actually get you quicker growth than essentially just spending all this time doing this research and you didn't even take your first step. So when you start your journey, or when you're going through your journey, you don't need the proper thing, you don't need the entire essential business model to do it. Think about like business. When you start a business, you create an MVP, a minimal viable product. And what you essentially do is you start, you throw everything out like to the market, or essentially to the gym, and you just learn. You get feedback. Hey, do this. Hey, do this. You're not doing this right. Maybe try implementing this. And as you go, you're going to get new tips along the way, and you're going to slowly build quicker. But essentially, if you spend all that time doing the perfect training plan, the perfect nutrition plan, you're going to be stuck round one. And yes, you can get all the information you want in the world, but if you don't take action, nor if you test it on yourself, because everyone's body is different, you're not going to go anywhere. And that's the hardest part of about the fitness journey, essentially, because we think we need every single detail. I can't start to I start this program, or I start this nutrition program. Just start. It's the best thing, and consistency will play its role to get you the results you want. So the next thing on our list is to make sure we train hard. This is crucial for us, because when we're starting our fitness journey, essentially, we're going to always think that more is the best way to get more muscles, when essentially it's not the right way of doing stuff. It's more essentially is the fatigue on our muscles, the overtraining, the overcomplications, when essentially it doesn't have to be this complicated nor hard. Sometimes less is more. And that's a really good principle a lot of people need to implement in their workouts, even starting out, or if you're stuck in a progress plateau, because recovery is the number one way to build more muscle. But there's two attributes I want to look at, when working out, when training hard. So when we talk about training hard, there's two core principles everyone should take away: compound overloading and progressive overloading. Compound overloading is how we actually structure our workouts. So what I want you guys to do is switch from a bro split, or essentially where you hit even a bro splits. I mean, you hit 1 to 2 muscles per week, or even if you're doing like a chest and arm day, it's kind of the same thing. But essentially, you should look at your workouts, the ability to hit more muscles simultaneously per week. So when we do compound overloading, we actually have the ability to hit 4 to 6 muscles per week. So when I talk about this, is like, think about it as a bench press. A bench press actually hits your chest, your shoulders, your triceps, your abs. It's a multi-function workout, and allows us to hit multiple muscle groups at the same time. If we can compound this with different compound lifts, so say we do a shoulder press, a bench press, a squat, a deadlift, all these different things, we can enhance our results at a quicker rate. The way we're actually going to increase our strength now is we're going to apply the second principle that I stated: progressive overload. So we're going to increase the weight and drop the number of sets. So if you're in a rep range anywhere from, I'd say, 6 to 8, that means the weight's a little too easy. We need to increase the weight, and then you're going to drop down the number of reps you're doing, and you're going to work your way up simultaneously. So for example, if we're at 135 on a bench and we're doing it 6 to 8 times, or maybe 9, I want you to increase the weight. You're going to drop the amount of reps you're doing, because you're not going to be as strong because it's more weight. And you're going to work your way up and repeat the cycle over time. And this is how we're going to build more muscle. And we're actually going to include the structure of our workouts with compound overloading. And then the second term I mentioned, progressive overloading, to build muscle at a quicker rate. And just keep it simple. This is a simple way of doing it, but it allows us the most growth in the shortest amount of time. And it's something I wish I knew in my 7-year journey. So when we're using training hard metrics, we need to make sure we have the right nutrition. You can't outrun a bad diet. So nutrition, I'd say, is 80% of the hard work, and lifting is 20%. If you don't have the right nutrition, you're not going to get the results. Simple as that. Think about it like this, guys. If you have a perfect training regimen, but your nutrition is crap, you're not going to see the results, because when you're in a calorie surplus, say of 1,000 calories every week, you're going to gain weight, and then your workouts just don't show any progress. And that's probably the reason, or the hurdle, why a lot of people just don't get the body nor the results they want, because they don't know how to eat properly. There's 3 things I want you guys to walk away with your nutrition: high protein intake, whole food, so cut out all processed foods, and make sure that we're always having meals and not snacking. These are the 3 things I knew when starting out was the hardest thing for me. So your protein intake, guys, should be anywhere from 1 to 1.4 grams of protein per 1 pound of body weight. So when I talk about stuff like this, it's really crucial that we make sure we're getting adequate enough of protein to build muscle. And a little, caveat is you should make sure you're not having too high of a carb intake, because this is, the best way to actually gain more weight at a quicker rate. So switch your carbs to complex carbs that take your body longer to break down, and you feel full longer. little hint, these are high in fiber. So like whole wheat bread is a great one too. Sweet potatoes is a great option too. So different stuff like this is great to actually feel full for longer periods, actually eat less calories, and to make sure you're doing it in a healthy and I guess a sustainable way to think about it. And essentially, guys, cutting out processed foods is also huge for us. We need to make sure we're not eating processed foods so when we're snacking, because these are the quickest way to stack on calories that don't have any nutritional value. The more we eat stuff like this, the more we actually stack these calories and the least amount of results we're going to see, because it's just non-nutritional food and essentially it's just high in calories with a useless nutrition, I guess, um, beneficiary if we think about it like this towards our macros. So make sure we align all these factors in the same vertical. And once we do this over time, you're going to actually see a different mindset change, which is the last point I want to talk about. Mindset is the most crucial aspect because you can't think about this as a short-term pleasure result nor a short-term win. It's a long game. And if you think of stuff as a long game, you will get the results because you will have a different way of perceiving about goals and everything else in your fitness journey. As you guys know, when you work with someone, this is like what blows my mind is about the personal training online business. You're going to have a trainer that works with you an hour for the gym, and you can't outrun a bad diet. A bad diet's 80% of the workers are dieting, 20% your work. You're training, working hard, whatever you want to call it in the gym. If essentially you have an okay training regimen and you have a perfect diet, you'll see faster results than having a perfect training and a terrible diet. That's why I do this fully online to help you get your results at a quicker rate, because I double down on the dieting and we fix your working out strategy. And that's how you enhance and to essentially see better results at a quicker rate. So again, guys, I still have actually 2 more open spots in my coaching program. And I tested all these results on myself, and it's been pretty incredible. So make sure you click that link down below, and really excited to have the opportunity to work with you. But again, guys, what I want to make sure with us when we're doing this is, the best tip I could give my future, I wouldn't say my future self, but my younger self, essentially, that you need to have the long game in the back of your head and not the short-term pleasure wins, because essentially, guys, it just gives you false hope and false expectations. You're not going to get my body in a month, 2 months, 3 months. It's a long-term play, but you can build and can get sustainable results, long-term benefits, and the skill sets and knowledge to do it correctly. So if you think about it in different terms and different aspects, you are winning the game because you're building the foundational framework to take me out of the picture when you start your journey. So again, guys, make sure you align all these different factors when starting at your journey, and you could take my 7-year timeline down to a 6-month timeline, or even a couple of weeks if you get these foundational frameworks down. Build your foundational framework and essentially stack advanced knowledge as you go. Start learning from different tips as you go throughout your journey. Don't overcomplicate stuff. Just take action because it's the best way to see results at a quicker rate. Of course, apply everything I mentioned in this video right here. So again, guys, I hope this video was helpful. This was based off my 7-year journey. Some of the results I was able to achieve, and I only preach what I say because it's the hard truth. And there's a lot of people out there who just don't have the body and don't mimic the same information because they don't know what they're talking about. And that's not me, guys. I hope you are following the IG. And if not, I actually left that down below in the description. But it really allows you to see the right way of doing the right stuff to get the right results we want at a quicker rate. So again, guys, if you thought this video was helpful, as always, make sure you give me a little thumbs up, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, or tell me, or leave down a comment below of some of the struggles you're going with and how I can essentially help you. So make sure you leave a comment. I'll be more than happy to answer any of the struggles or problems you're going through. I've been through all myself, and I actually have the results to show. So again, guys, make sure you give me that thumbs up if you thought this video was helpful. It allows me to see what content you like to see, and make sure you subscribe to the channel so you get the in-time notifications to make sure you're not missing a video or any valuable information that you guys could use on your essential journey. With that being said, guys, thanks for watching another great video on the channel, and we look forward to seeing you on the next one.